Okay. What are the conditions for Hajj to be an obligation? Okay, so for the Hajj to be an obligation, I'll go through a list of conditions. There are two types of conditions for the obligation. There's the shurutul wujub and the shurutul ada. The the conditions that make it obligatory for you to perform the Hajj. Just like, for example, you're a Muslim, baligh, and you're healthy, no problems, and you're sat at home and Dhuhr time starts. It's wajib for you to, it's fard for you to pray Dhuhr. Now, do you mean you have to get up right this moment and pray it? No. That's if you haven't prayed it right at the end of the time, where you have just enough time to make wudu and pray, that's when it becomes fard. You have to drop everything and pray. So, like that with the Hajj, there are the shurut of wujub and the shurut of ada. So, the first condition, obviously, the fuqaha mentioned them all directly. The first one is Islam, right? A Muslim has to perform the Hajj. The second is you need to know that it's fard. So if there's a convert who just knows, yes, 5 pillars of Islam, and this is what people do. People pray, people fast, they give some charity, they perform the Hajj. But he doesn't know that if all of the conditions are, the other conditions are met, then he has to perform the Hajj. If he doesn't know this, then he's excused. Allah. Okay. The third condition is bulugh, which is a question we look at. But bulugh, if you performed a Hajj as a child, you're rewarded for it, but the obligation is not dropped. The obligation is not lifted. The obligation is lifted once a person performs the Hajj as an adult. So bulugh, how does bulugh occur? Either you see a physical sign. So for ladies, it's menstruation, or for men, it's a wet dream. In the absence of the physical signs, is when they reach 15 lunar years, which is roughly around 14 years and 8 months or something like that. If no physical signs of puberty have occurred, then if the ones that I mentioned earlier, then at this point, you're a baligh, right? You need to start praying or whatever. At that point, if you have the finances and all the other conditions are there, then the Hajj is obligatory. The next condition is that the Hajj is done in its time, so you don't have to go perform the Hajj in Muharram or something. It's in the appropriate months, Dhul Hijjah. But you can enter into Ihram in Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, and Dhul Hijjah. And the next condition is istita'a. It's the ability to do it. You have the physical capacity. So someone who doesn't have the physical capacity to go, let's say someone has some really bad health condition that prevents them from walking half a mile, and there's no one there to take them, no one there to push them in a wheelchair or anything like this, or if they physically, in the past obviously there was a discussion of the actual journey, walking to Hajj or riding on an animal and walking part of the way. If that wasn't possible, then then it would have been difficult. So physical ability and financial ability. Do you have the ability to financially pay for it? So now whatever a package would cost, a standard package, whatever its cost is, if you have that above and beyond your needs, the needs of having to provide for your family or whatever, let's say you're going to be gone, say, a month, or let's say 3 weeks, right? Can you provide for your family in that time? So you leave them enough money and then you go for your Hajj. Then, it's obligatory. People ask about debts. What if I owe such and such a person a debt? Or what if I'm saving money to get married? So in both of these situations, if you have money saved and it's to get married, you don't have to go for the Hajj. So if you've got, say, £5,000, £6,000, and that you're saving that aside for the marriage, then technically, no, you don't have to go for the Hajj, right? As for the debts owed to people, you owe someone £50,000 and you've got £10,000. Can you perform a Hajj with that? Technically, yes. But you should go and ask that person permission. Look, I have some money and I want to perform the Hajj. If it wasn't for the debt, it would definitely be fard on me to go. Do you permit me? And if he says yes, then go, right? Because otherwise, pay him his money back. So they're the conditions of wujub, right? Generally, you're able to go. You have all these things in place. Then, at which point does it become wajib on you to, okay, right? Let's take the steps. Let's book it. Let's go. So that comes back to there's some repetition, which is your physical well-being, right? Your body, you're not ill, you're not hospitalized, you're able to get up, move, go about. You can undertake the physical journey. That's one condition. The second one is that the way is safe. So, for example, historically, you'll find that I think there's a point in Bukhara or Samarkand, for a number of years, maybe 5 years straight, scholars said the Hajj is not obligatory, i.e., the conditions of the Ada performance were not there because there were too many robbers and highwaymen on the road. So it wasn't safe. So as long as it's safe, so generally, this is the case for people. And for a lady, this would include, so the last condition for a lady, this would include a mahram in the Hanafi school, which is someone who, either a family member, a brother, an uncle, uh, grandparent, or, husband that she can travel, who she can travel with to perform the Hajj. That's a condition. And so in the Hanafi school, it's a condition for her to travel with a mahram. If there's no mahram, it's not obligatory on her to perform the Hajj in the Hanafi school. And some of the other schools have other positions, but generally this is the position in the Hanafi school, and it's the safest one to perform it. And also for her not to be in a iddah. If she's in a iddah, then she can't travel. She has to stay where she is. So the Hajj, even if she has all the money and everything and the mahram's ready, the iddah entails she stays at home. Like if she's been widowed or divorced, then she stays at home, and then the obligation is not effectively on her at that point. Okay, so they're the general conditions of what makes Hajj obligatory.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله